anybody who thinks that he can cause a divide in this revolution, the person should go and think again. So a word is enough to a Solomon. If he likes, let him continue. I will start from his father's village in Nyasoso. Then I'll go to his mother's village, and then to the village of his relatives in Tombe and other parts of Kupe Maningua. If he wants to try, let him try and see. If he tries it, he will hear the first news from Nyasoso. I know what I say, and I don't threaten nobody. I promise everybody. I only say the little things that I can do. I say the things that I can do. And what I can do is the only thing I say. What I can do, I don't say them. That is it. Now, all this small distraction about Musonge wanting to be president or wanting to be presidential candidate for the CPDM, let me tell you people something. It is just a ploy for Mr. Biya and the CPDM regime and the French, president Macron to put this information out there. It always comes from Hayat La République tablets, so that we can start getting confused and get distracted. We don't care who's going to be president in La République. If they like to use a Kema Patrick as their president, that's their business. We have to concentrate on making sure that we are destabilizing the whole of La République, not minding who is president. Because they think that by talking about Mafany, people will start saying that, well, let's just keep these guns for now. No. This is a time where restoration forces have to multiply their incentives. They have to boost their ammunitions. Because Mr. Biya knows that there will be no elections in southern Cameroon. That is why he has now brought in Musonge's name to get us confused. But let me say this. Somebody says that we will never attack activist parents. I have not said that they should attack anybody's parents. I have not said that. I don't know if some people listen with their legs or they listen with their ears. I don't know which part you use in listening. Some people read things they don't see where. I don't know what they use in reading. I've said that Franklin Njume's house is used for keeping weapons. That's why he's supporting La République. Irrespective of who owns that house, so long as there are weapons in that house will be garried. Even if it's your house and there are weapons there, we have to garri the house. It's a fact. So I think I'm not talking about anybody's parents here. If you listen to me very well. Now, let me go back to the Musonge thing. Some people think that bringing Musonge will stop the revolution. You see, a train has one point. For those of you who are in the Washington, D.C., Maryland, and the Virginia metro area, DMV, you know when you get to a train, when you're on board a train does not turn. A train goes right to the end. And when it's coming, there's another driver, because a train actually has two heads. So our movement is a train. There is nobody, there is nothing that's going to stop it. And no matter the gambit they play around, no matter what they do, they're never going to succeed. That is why today I have very crucial things to talk about. And we are almost 1,000 people watching live. That's why you have the responsibility to invite everybody at this juncture to come on live, because I want to say something, especially to the teachers and to citizens of Southern Cameroon. I want you to, last time I was talking about our minerals onshore and offshore. I'll still continuously talk about it because there are a lot of facts that I've brought up. Today, I want you to get a small anecdote to tell you why, despite the fact that they have killed 4,000 people at least in Southern Cameroon, despite the fact that over 63 to more thousands are displaced as refugees in Nigeria, despite the fact that another over 1 million are internally displaced in Ambazonia, despite the fact that there are thousands more in jails and millions already in exile in Europe, America, and other places, Biya prefers to call only an elections. You know, you see, look at the difference. You know, last time the moderator of the Presbyterian Church said something about human life vis-a-vis territorial integrity. Who stays in a territory? Human beings. Why do you protect a territorial integrity? Because of human beings. So how would a president say that he has citizens in southwest and northwest regions and he has to protect the territorial integrity, and he goes killing the same people who are supposed to live within the territory he's trying to protect? I mean, you have to understand one thing, that the essence of Biya's idea of territorial integrity is rooted in our minerals that he has mortgaged. Biya has only one interest, and I want you to listen. No Southern Cameroonian, whether you are a teacher, you are a soldier, you are a farmer, a doctor, whosoever you are, but so long as you go by the origin of Southern Cameroons, you mean nothing to Biya. Biya is most concerned about the mineral resources that will come out from our land. Biya is interested only in the bauxite in India, the gold in Manu, the iron ore in Bamenda, the onshore oil wealth in Victoria, in Bakassi, and all of those places. Those are the only things that Biya is concerned with. Biya is concerned with all of those because he has mortgaged our future, our land, our resources. Now, before I get to other things, let me now merge what I mean by the Norway Ambazonia fishing connection and the Bamenda ring road / iron ore / Menchum 4 Mafia. These are two topics that are very interwoven. I want you to listen very attentively and let me speak some wisdom into you. Now, what you don't understand is that I don't want to talk about other countries. I want to talk about one country that is well known by many people. Norway. Norway is in Europe. And if you must know, Norway from pre-nursery to university level, nobody pays fees in Norway. Education is free in Norway. Absolutely free. In fact, some years ago, before a lot of things came in, you know, Norway and other countries like Sweden, they used to offer what they call Erasmus Mundus. I hope I got the pronunciation correctly. I benefited from that program, where you have free master scholarship for students from African countries. That is Norway. And for everybody who has read geography, you would have understood that Norway, during area studies and other geographical, economic studies in geography, Norway deals predominantly in fishing. Norway deals predominantly in fishing. So I want you to listen very attentively. Norway deals in fishing, and what you don't understand is that that is the backbone of the economy of Norway. Norway gives everybody, Norway is a very rich, is one of the richest countries in Europe. You have Norway, Denmark, those are countries that are so wealthy. From the per capita income of a single person in Norway, of a Norwegian, is far more better than those of France, Britain, and other countries put together in reality. Now, Norway deals only in fishing. I want Ambazonians to listen, please. If you come online, you invite everybody to be on this show. This is the reason why schools must not resume. Because I want to tell teachers that you are underpaid. Norway does not collect school fees, but teachers are well paid in Norway. The teaching profession is a flourishing profession in other parts of the world. But under Mr. Biya's administration, teachers are the least respected, they are the least paid, and they are the most humiliated. Yet I wonder why you go to school to teach when you should stay back home and concentrate on liberating your land and getting pay packages 4 times more than what you have been paid now by the regime of Mr. Biya. Mr. Biya cannot pay you well because all the oil and mineral resources that they take from our country is being squandered, siphoned by him and stocked in Swiss banks, as well as some of his ministers and other members of his government that have helped in keeping him in power. Mr. Biya is also paying bribes to foreign governments like the French government. Mr. Biya has paid a lot of bribe to a top French politician that I'm going to decode any of these days, and he will be live on my show. Now, look at Norway having a lot of her economy running on fishing before other sources of income. I want you to go back to Ambazonia, and let me take you back to Victoria, to Limbe. Go to Limbe. Limbe has a fishing capacity 20 times better than Norway, all of Norway put together. Listen very attentively. You know, one of the persons or group of people who are harvesting our fishes in the shores of Victoria are the Chinese. Our local population is simply feeding from crumbs. Look at even Morocco. Morocco has mackerel until people call it in their villages, give me Morocco fish. Those are countries that export huge quantities of fish or fishes, and Cameroon consumes it together with Ambazonia. But we are a better fishing resource and resort in the whole of West Africa. And that is why Mr. Biya cannot allow us go, because whether in the rivers we have only using our, keep the bauxite apart, keep the oil, keep Sonera. If a good president were to harness our fishing potentials in Victoria, in Monaya, in other parts of Ambazonia, we would have every child go to school and still have tuition, go to school tuition free and still have allowances from the government. Only through the fishing that will come out from Victoria, we would have built a huge road network. Look at Norway. Norway is a transformed country. Ask students who go to Norway. Ask people who have worked in Norway. They make money. Let me tell you something. The truth is that it is not easy abroad, because you must put in time to make money. Sometimes you start with the worst jobs, but there is no comparison ever between what is here abroad and what is there in Cameroon, in La Republic and Africa and other African countries. But with the vision that all Ambazonians have, I must tell you that what we can achieve in just 2 or 3 years after we finally restore our statehood will be far more, 10 times more than what you see in Rwanda today. Look at Rwanda. Rwanda is fast becoming a metropolitan hub in Africa. But that is Ambazonia, a country that has bauxite, gold, oil, fish or fishes, all sorts of mineral resources, 20 times more than all other countries in West Africa. Yet, you don't have roads to your village. You have gold between Didnt and Manu, between Manu and the BLM. Yet, there is no road from Bakebe to Menji. Look at how the military was themselves stuck today in mud. And you say that you don't want to fight. Let me tell you people something. This is the time for you to have the idea that your resources are the only reason why they kill you. Your resources are the only things in the heads of Mr. Biya and his cohorts. Your resources are the only thing in the heads of the French, in the heads of the Chinese, in the heads of the British. That is why every Ambazonian must put hands on deck to get this movement to a conclusive conclusion. I don't want to talk about timber. I don't want to talk about cotton. I don't want to talk about banana. I don't want to talk about rubber. I don't want to talk about plantains. I don't want to talk about vegetables. I don't want to talk about Irish potatoes. I don't want to talk about carrots, green beans. I don't want to talk about anything. Imagine cabbage. I don't want to talk about, the wealth in the Takamanda National Park. I don't want to talk about the Koro Park. I don't want to talk about. I'm only talking about fishing today. Only fishing. Look at how you have all the resources in your own country, yet you graduate from school, no job. You go to master's levels, no jobs. You go to the ministries where they take your money. You simply play second fiddle. Let me tell you something. We don't want to talk about cocoa. We don't want to talk about coffee. We don't want to talk about all the resources that we have. Listen, sometimes when I sit and write and I do jottings on some things that Ambazonians have, I cry. I cry every day because Mr. Biya is not bothered about what happens to you as human beings. He's bothered about what is under the ground and in our rivers. You have all these things, yet you don't have electricity. You cannot have a single dam on your own to generate electricity. There is iron ore in abundance in Bamenda, in the northwest region. One of the biggest supplies. You have the Bamenda Dam. Of course, those of you who have gone up to Mafany, let me tell you something. Look at the Twin Lake Kupe Maninguba. Look at Lake Awin. Look at Lake Nyos. Look at all of those natural resources. Ambazonia is a touristic destination unknown to the world. And people have decided to fold their arms while Mr. Biya continues the manipulation. Let me tell you something. This is the time you have to fight now or never. I don't want to talk about palm nuts. Our very rich and untouched forest. Brothers and sisters, it is now or never. And let me say this. As the Minister of Defense, Joseph Betia Somo goes to our regions tomorrow. If you are in Boya, if you are in Kumba, Munya, all those areas, Sumoy Kombe, leave. Because we will not give them a free dance tomorrow. We will not give them a free dance tomorrow. Please, if you join, you share extensively for Restoration Forces to take note. So long as we live as Ambazonians, we must fight till the end. We must fight till the end. Look at somebody like Franklin Njume I was just talking about. He's trying to divide us. Go to Bamenda. There is iron ore in abundance. Yet the government of Mr. Biya talks about the Bamenda Ring Road. How can you own the greatest quantity, the greatest deposit of iron ore in the whole of West Africa, and then somebody is talking to you about ring roads? How can you own the whole of Menchum, Menchum 4, that can generate electricity for all 10 regions, for every part of Nigeria. They are telling you about ring road as though you are a beggar. No. Bamenda people, you must rise above the mentality that the CPDM is trying to divide us. Southern Cameroon is one and indivisible. And we must fight the fight till the end. No matter what happens, it should be embedded in your brains that you are the richest country in the world. That is why La République du Cameroon wouldn't allow us go. As a point, I want to say here that we must understand the strategy now. I go back to the fishing issue. Restoration forces, now you have to take command while you receive further instructions on how to destabilize the on and offshore drilling of our resources. But the easiest thing you have to do now is to get to the seashores, to get to the beaches in Victoria. Make sure that no Chinese, no Francophone, no other person that is an enemy to the fight, to our movement, gets fish or fishes out of our river, out of our sea. You have to, Ambazonians fishing in those areas should be protected. Let them fish in peace and do their businesses. Do not disturb those mothers who are roasting their fish or fishes at Dang Beach in Limbe. But ensure that no Chinese man, this is a warning to all the Chinese fishermen in Ambazonia. You don't have a permit to carry on fishing in our land. And so if you are fishing there, you'll be arrested as from tomorrow henceforth. Any person you see that is fishing there that is not an Ambazonian, or it is not another country that we sympathize with, arrest the person. If it's a Chinese, especially because they are supporting the regime of Mr. Biya. They are the people through the fishing mechanism, they are supplying weapons to Mr. Biya to kill our people. You have to ensure that they are arrested. Restoration forces, you have that responsibility to arrest them as soon as possible. That is your job, and there is no joke about that. Nobody, without our authorization, without the visa of the interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, who is not our national, who is not recognized by our people, should ever fish on our land. There is no more fishing space for any Chinese national. Please, Mr. Biya, I want you to know that you are now henceforth responsible for the Chinese people who fish there. You have to ask them to withdraw immediately, because if they don't, they will be taken by force. It is the right of every defense force to stop any individual who gives power to the regime in Yaoundé. The Chinese people have been doing just that. And of course, you know, China is one of those in the Security Council in the United Nations. And have stayed quiet because they know that they are benefiting from our country. So you have the responsibility to ensure that every Chinese person fishing there should be taken out of our waters. We will not tolerate, we will never allow those particular sets of persons to exist and do business as usual on our land. I want to go back to all those who are still dreaming that they want to go out there for campaigns and for the upcoming political nonsense announced by Mr. Biya. Let them be rest assured that if you are seen outside doing any of such things, you will be arrested. I am saying this on my name I'm Eric Tataw. You can quote me anywhere. That if you go contrary to the laws, the rules, and regulations on the ground, restoration forces will get you arrested. And for those who don't know, tomorrow the Minister of Defense will be coming to Ambazonia. He has no right to be in Ambazonia, and so restoration forces should take note. All the people who are fighting for the liberation of homeland, this is a time to get the RPGs and get the military helicopter down. That is your responsibility. At this juncture, while we say other important things, including the survival of our people on the ground, I want to bring to notice this very vital issue. You know, the Kumba-Mamfe Road has been shut down. What is left is the Bamenda-Mamfe Road. Restoration forces take measures to block all the roads from Mamfe to Bachuantai, to Akagbe, to Kendem, to Nomba, to Batibo, to Widikum, and of course to Bali. All those roads should be blocked. But while you block the roads, I still want to advise that do not tamper with our citizens. Those who are transporting things meant for the general interest of the population, even if those things are coming from the Republic, like rice, as I said last time, because a bulk of our population depends on rice. You should obviously allow them to pass. Then, of course, you have to ensure that you temper justice with mercy. Let me say here that we have not asked anybody. Somebody complained to me that there is a certain number that is calling them on the ground and saying that myself and Mark Barita, that message is clear. I've received the message. Ask them to ask those people to contribute by force. And they're asking money from people using some of our names. I'm on live show. And we want to say that there nobody of Ambazonian origin, nobody should contribute under duress. All defense forces should take note. There is nobody who has instructed anybody. Contribution is by will. But people who default the laws will be paid fines. And I want to say here that those of you who are asking for ransoms, you're asking for people to pay money to you by force, calling people and threatening people. We know that you are a gang of thieves paid by Tanganji Poor to corrupt the image of our fighters. People who have traveled from Mamfe through Kumba to Boya and beyond. They have testified to me how good the restoration forces along the road are. So if you are asking, calling people and asking for money, I want to tell you that I know how to track you and I don't want to get you messed up. Let me go back to this important message. Very important. I want to ask those who are in keeping of a certain one of our compatriots that was arrested in Mapanda village. Mapanda village is called Kumjangpor. They claim he's a black leg, but I've gone through my investigation, he's not. So I want to urge all of our restoration forces. It's almost 2 weeks now since he was arrested. I want you, please, to release that gentleman. You have to understand that while we say that people who go contrary to our rules should be arrested, there are people who are arresting others without any just cause. And those are people paid by Tanganjupo. But for our restoration forces who have arrested Kumjang Paul, you know it is a French name, a Francophone name, no doubt, but he should deport him back to his country and allow him in peace. Do not kill him. That is the appeal. Because he's a prisoner of war, he should be released. Because I've investigated, and you can trust me that, like I will say, he has nothing to do, he's not a blackleg. I also want to say that those of you from Tenbang in Upper Bayang, I know you are happy because one of the notorious guys there who used to steal, kill, rape, and do everything has been taken out of the books, and that serves him right. So Tenbang is peaceful. There's been no fighting there amongst restoration forces. And of course, I also want to say that there are some boys who claim to be Amba boys who embedded and raided families in Banya, in Mafany, and those are not our boys. They are sponsored by the state of the Republic to cause confusion amongst our restoration forces. I want to ask you to apply, restrain, make sure that you don't find yourself around there. There is also another case in Kumba where we have another group of persons who have been calling one of our brothers, and of course this is the number of that particular person who has been calling. I have your number, I have your picture. I will not give your name and your picture out, but I want to give your number here, starting on +237 69884112. That is the number of one guy who is a thief and who passes for a restoration force and has been calling our name, my name with Mark Barita, and calling people around the streets in Fiango, Kumba, and demanding for 1 million, 2 million, that if they don't give them, he's going to arrest them and giving them timeline. There is nobody, no Ambazonian fighter who is going to call any citizen to demand for contribution by force. Contribution is not by force. We are appealing to the citizens to contribute from their minds, from their hearts. So anybody who is asking people to contribute by force is a criminal and is sponsored by the Republic. We also have another case in Mutengene where there is this particular guy who has also been calling people asking for money. So in this revolution, there is a role that we must all play to call out on these thieves who want to corrupt the image of our struggle to, in the face of the international community. And I have a lot of these people from different places. Please, do not give anybody any money. Anybody who calls you and says that you must contribute. What you do, if they know your house, just immediately give us the number. Don't call the person back. I will track the person and I'll know where the person is. And if I want that person arrested, I will do that with the help of our restoration forces. So I want to say that everybody who is acting on the ground in the name of restoration forces is indeed patriotic and focused to the cause. With that said, we'll open our phone lines. Our number is there, and we'll have to take like 5 calls for people to air their views and let us know what has not been touched, so that in our next live show we'll know what we'll do. So after those 5 calls or so, we would obviously conclude with other powerful measures. So the number is on the screen, and you now have the right to call us, and we'll take 5 calls. When you join, please, you share extensively and you keep on typing. We want independence. We are restoring our independence. Everybody who is following, you write, we are restoring our independence. So now the number is there for you to call. You can call us on the number is on the screen. So I've already pinned the number there. You have the right now to call. The lines are open, and that is your responsibility to call. So in the meantime, we employ all restoration forces to take note of tomorrow particularly, because we have a caller on the line. Hello? Hello?
Yes, I'm listening. I'm following your show.
Yeah, Mr. Kingsley, you're on the line. You're live on the show. What's going on? What's your contribution today?
Yes, we want to call the attention of Southern Cameroonians that we are not going to be divisive in the prosecution of the war for the restoration of Southern Cameroon independence. We know that the ASC is open to all defense groups, and all defense groups have been joining the ASC, and we want that more forces should come. What I'm saying today is that we are receiving consistent reports that the ADF are going on ground zero trying to buy forces of the ASC. The ASC is open to the ADF, and Tokadef has already signaled intentions to join. So we are saying that ASC is open to the ADF. But what we are seeing now on ground is that the ADF is going about creating confusion.
So, Mr. Kingsley, if you you have just 1 more minute to talk, so you have to summarize, okay? So, if you say that there is confusion, who is causing confusion according to your investigation? I want to know that.
The ADF is causing confusion. The ASC forces have been working in the southern zone until the ADF arrived. General Ivor is creating confusion, going to ASC forces and camps, asking them to join the ADF. Right now, we know that General Divine in Kumba
Hello?
Yes, yes, I'm saying that General Divine has been bought over by the ADF, and they went as far as arresting one General Daniel in Moyuka. So the ADF have arrested General Daniel in Moyuka and some fighters, alleging that he may have carried out the execution of a fighter named as Godfather. We are still doing our investigation on that. So it is wrong for the ADF to go about creating confusion in Southern Cameroon. We will not allow such attitude. We want Southern Cameroon Defense Forces to be one. They should be one. ADF have never been stopped from coming to the ASC. President Sako invited Cho Ayaba to the ASC, and until this moment, the ASC is still open to the ADF. So it is wrong for Cho to allow General Ivor to be going around trying to buy forces that are of ASC. And these forces of the ASC are the majority on ground, more than 90%. Each time fighters come together, they will say they want to join the interim government. They should connect them to the interim government. In fact, Eric has been doing a very great job. Mark has been doing a great job. Kenya should have been doing a great job as activists. And when these forces come across us, they will tell us that they want to join, they want to be part of the interim government. But what the ADF is doing now is to go around and create a lot of confusion, asking forces that are already organized to come and join them. This policy that Ivor is trying to do on ground is being given by the ADF Defense Headquarters to Ayaba. And this is a power-mongering issue. Southern Cameroonians should be one force, and the ASC is coordinating. We are not going to allow such attitude. And we are sending this message out to Ayabacho that if anything happens to Daniel and some of the fighters that Ivor has arrested in connection with Divine, we will.
Well, I had to end that. Thank you, Mr. Kingsley. You know, if you give too much time, they will say it's because they are talking about this person. That's why you allow time. So the line is open for protocol. Yes, Mr. Kingsley, we have recorded your complaint. I want to tell Ambazonians that these are very important debate topics because, yes, the people don't want to hear the truth. They will call the caller foolish caller. The lines are open, and we think that I'm a very liberal person. That's why you have somebody like Michael Fish, who lives in Belgium, and who thinks that he's not known. Well, Michael Fish, I want you to know that you are listening to me, as fat as you are, a big man like you, who is supposed to be. I'll take this call before I'll come to Michael Fish. After this, I'm going to post on my wall who Michael Fish is. You're going to read for me. Hello? Hello. Well, we're trying to get this caller, but the caller is gone. The lines are open. You can call. It's WhatsApp. This is WhatsApp. It's free. Everybody should call on WhatsApp. I have my number there, so we'll take all the calls that are coming in. So I was saying that what Mr. Kingsley is saying is very vital. I've been receiving all those complaints, and each time I come to talk, you know, the only thing that's going to happen is that the people who are going to stop all these people doing trying to be power mongers, they are the activists, because now Kingsley is coming up to talk. After I've spoken for a long time, everybody was scared to take blows. I'm also urging Mark Barita too to come and talk. Okay, this caller, hello? Please, if you are calling, you have to move away from your set, from the, let me take this caller. Hello? I don't know what's going on. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, please, go on. You're live. Who's talking?
Yeah,
No.
I'm getting you.
Yeah, hello? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, this is Neville from Finland.
Right.
Yeah, we are very happy along this area, listening to you and the spirit. We have two contributions. We want you, please, we have a demonstration on Monday.
Yes.
Because we are expecting President Trump and Mr. Putin here in Finland, so we want you to like publicize it. Because we want every Southern Cameroonian from Finland to come on Monday at 10 a.m. so that we demonstrate and expose our plight to the two presidents.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so where's the venue of that? Where's the venue? Where's the venue of that event? Yes, I had people from Finland have told me I was going to publish that though, but a lot of things came up. So just give the details here. I'm sure everybody, over close to 1,000 people are watching you live and many more watch. So give us the tomorrow, the time, the venue, everything, so that by extension you're already doing the publicity. So let's get that particular.
Yeah, the date. Okay, thank you. The date is the 16th. The 16th. That is on Monday.
Yep.
Monday. The time is 10 a.m. at the Central Railway Station in Helsinki.
Yep.
Yeah. So
okay.
we march from there
Thank
to
you.
the presidency in Finland.
All right. So what you're going to do is that after this show, you are going to call me, give me a special call. I already have the details of that stuff. I was going to publish it, and I was also going to talk it over my weekend show. So just call me. Let's get the details so that we can compare notes to get the best information out there for the people. God bless you, caller. All right, thank you. Please, if you join, you share extensively. We're going to take up 8 more calls so that we will get Southern Cameroonians express themselves. That is why I always say that I don't block nobody. But somebody like Michael Fish, I'm sure that he will be shocked that after this I'm going to I want to tell all fake profiles that the reason why I allow you is simply because we'll take this caller. Hello? A lot of calls coming in, so yeah, please, if you join, you share. Let's get everybody on board. Let's take this other caller. Just hold on a minute. Let me get you on hands free. Hello, bro.
Denver, Colorado.
Oh, how's Colorado today?
Hello.
Yes, bro. Go ahead. We can get you.
Oh no, Colorado is fine. Yes, bro. I get one thing where I want to contribute. I'm not getting much for talk, but my one thing I want to contribute, and I say, you know, everything moves so well with the move. But my one thing I really be worried about information distribution.
Yes.
Information distribution in the sense some technical thing in the way it not give a come out from the public way, even if it been especially when it concerns our ground, our.
Yes. Hello?
Information is for money. Hello?
Yeah, brother, get you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, go ahead. Would get you?
Hello?
Well, I think say this was brother they try for talk say information where concern defense forces, technical, sensitive information. Me no man no put them out there. So I think that one don't be heard. In the meantime, I sure say we got a lot of people they try for call. Thank you very much. We will obviously take all callers them. Anybody they try for call, we'll get all the callers them today. And so if you call me, the number there for screen, so anybody call will take your call. And of course, that is what makes the difference, because the people need to speak their minds, their views, And Michael Fish, I need to see you again. Don't run because you know say I know see you then at Belgium. You know the issue where then I say, you know, a lot of people they don't understand say the reason why they leave all man the comment from my post or fake profiles them. Now just because if I decide, hello, 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 yes sir. Yeah, are you live? You want to talk live on the show?
No, I'm not on the line, sir.
Okay, well, that's fine. Some other person was calling. I didn't know. Okay, let's take this other call. Oh man. All right, we'll get your calls. Please keep them coming. If you get me, yep. Okay. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. You're on live.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, bro. Go ahead.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, bro. We can get you. Just talk. Go ahead. Talk.
Okay. This is the line from.
Well, we think the network is not good where our brother is. So please keep your calls coming. We're taking all calls in the. You have this is the time, the opportunity for you. Why you're following up? You keep typing. We want independence. We want independence. We want to restore our statehood. Keep putting hashtag independence. Independence. We'll take this call again. Hello. Hello. Yeah, we can get you talk. Oh, that line is quite poor. Well, I don't know what's going on. I think I'll have to restart the phone or something. Let me take this other call, see what's going on. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Eric. It's Eric from Belgium, huh?
Oh, okay, yes, bro. How is Belgium today?
Fine.
All right, go ahead. We can get you.
So, okay, thank you. Yes, I see Patrice Ngona. It evokes some issues. Say, make we Southern Cameroon will try to teach Francophone them how to attack La République.
Yes.
I think say that idea be very, very wrong because all these Francophone them, you know their mentality would probably be the same.
Yes.
And no support them would take with sacred teach them for them because we and them will not get the same culture. We struggle for taking our country, and those Francophones they not be happy because when we cut off, they not will gain nothing. That petrol will defeat all the whole of them. They not be in support. Them will go away.
Yes.
So that statement we particularly gonna make, and so I hear them actually come back for work. Abi Baliboy, Abi Balionga, Abi Eric too.
All right.
So I just hear that thing. So he woke up. I tell my woman, say no. Francophone them they not be for support we. They think who lead us them. Francophone them even for Belgium here they not match. Even for USA they not come out.
Mm-hmm.
How could they teach them for make a system for block by block for their own for send down Paul there?
Excellent.
They will ever do one.
Excellent.
When we help some man, voila. When we want to help some man, we see say the man be active. The man be for work before he can go help you.
Perfect.
But the big guy they don't get the courage. Like we don't suffer this thing for almost 60 years. So we get an answer with blood. So Francophone people, as well as the respire, Yaoundé the respire, no one day that people them if we mix the answer we fight, they will not spoil the fight.
All
so
right.
That idea, romance, idea them be fine, but
no, that one every miss except I not support every miss I not support that one. That's very good caller. That's one of the best points you have made. We'll not be teaching no Francophone was sacred. That's perfect. So I object that. Okay, bro, thank you. We'll take other callers then. All right, thank you so much. You see, I've got to talk about fake profiles then.
I see you all time, I watch you all time. We'll keep on talking even after the show starts.
All right, thank you, bro. God bless you. Stay blessed. So I'll be talk about fake profiles and Michael Fish don't run because the reason why I leave all these fake profiles, I mean they worry themselves now. Nobody say I don't know them. If it take me that I know all my way they talk, you will get fake profile, Dangote, I know which I did. So what I don't understand, I say I will start today with Michael Fish. I will publish his name I go publish a picture because we got to move hard for kill this fake profile things and way they disturb this revolution because they don't be paid, and Michael Fish be paid by an activist. He work with a frontline leader from Norway, where now they help or put out hate speech all the time. So I talk me Michael Fish listen because you see the whole life now just the reply, but nobody understand. I the reply, I the laugh because I will get who we be, and finally I don't get who we be, and that's why I go do with all other fake profiles. I'm not gonna block no fake profile, but I go get all fake profile who they be. I go decipher all them, and I go know exactly what to do. We'll take this other column. So after this, now Michael Fish, a poster. When I see the man where they call him Michael Fish, you will be shocked. Michael Fish. So I will give you even your former account where you use them before you start using Michael Fish. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Well, now say, listen, if anybody wants to call, you got to move away from the phone. Wait, yes, if you want to call, you move away from phone. Wait, yes, I'll get you. Hello, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Nisi calling from Vienna.
Okay.
Yeah, so the contribution I want to make is the following. You said something about the onshore.
Yes. Hello?
Yeah, you said something about the onshore drilling. The companies that are drilling onshore, like the Japanese company, the Russian company. So if you get information about some of those companies, then try to publish them so that some of us, I live, for example, London. Some of us, if we go to their office, we try to shame them. And we know, like for example, Russia today, which is a Russian broadcasting site, they were really publishing and saying something about our revolution, but all of a sudden they stopped. So I can imagine that it's as a result of the fact that they were profiting from our oil. That's why they actually stopped following our struggle.
Good.
So if you have some of those information, if you can publish it for some of us to follow up, like the names of the companies, we can go to meet their national TV stations and pose them those questions. You can start triggering something. So if you have some other information, you can publish it to us.
Thank you, bro. Okay, bro. Major, answer their question. God bless you. Take other caller, bro. You are a very intelligent person. Okay. The reason why we are the hold that information back, I will publish them in the days ahead, is because I should say broad here now because you know say I use Eric Tataw and Eric Tataw on my two Facebook pages. So now we work now towards creating a National Telegraph Facebook page. So maybe by the end of today or tomorrow, I will announce that page for all now. Any man who won't follow that page, you just go click like on the page, like and follow, so that anything will publish and it will pop up and you will share that page extensively because news, obviously, I publish very investigative stories, but news will come out for that page. It will get more power than news will come out for my name because I will byline my name. They will come out a whole page when a media organ. So we are going to publish that information. That will be one of the first information we'll publish on our official Facebook page. I must get that page done between today and weekend. So thank you very much. We'll take this other caller. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, Asha, for the good work, first of all. Mando, thank you for the great work I don't do. I call from Italy, though.
Okay.
We don't follow you up. You do a wonderful work. But as we know, as all we know, the thing we think say all we back, now this lack of unity.
Yes.
And I began opportunity for suggest for Mark Barretta yesterday. 2 days ago I discussed with you. I early say, una be with social media warriors because they do a great job. I don't think anybody is paying you for what you guys are doing, and I don't think they expect any compensation someday. They already do a lot of sacrifice. So what you are mean nationality? Get for create or make a conclave of una own, or una get a WhatsApp group of una own. I believe if we are unite, if we must unite, this struggle will be far shorter than which way it's supposed to be, or which way already get for be. Frankly, because they do a good job, but some small differences there more it not the hard struggle. But I not say inside a big struggle or a situation like the one for a strong statehood, we must pass through these difficult moments and these differences and for growth. But this moment, this July 11th supposed to be a springboard, a moment where we start a different restoration force. We will as we call restoration forces them for unite. We want to unite. I mean unite. I mean real unity. So when you write, mark no need for over border for write. It just need for pick 1, 2, 3 things that we write and put them. Tapang, all the other ones the way you already know. I don't need to name them all. The need for unite. We need unity more than anything we feel.
Thank you so much, bro. In fact, you don't talk some very important thing. I think.
For unite, and then I want us to respond for that idiot we call him Njume Franklin. Say making no. People give plenty. They're plenty, and we know them. Make it no hurt, make it talk. The moment we reach, we go castrate it. They will not be
right.
Quote me anytime, anywhere. Yes, we will castrate it.
I will quote you. Sure. I'll quote you, right? Yes. All right, well, thank you so much. All right, God bless you. I'll quote you anytime. You say go cascade Franklin Njume. I don't hear. It hear the follow. I don't see the follow. So that's the point. So you see, a lot of people are a bit concerned about unity. That's what I've always cried for a very long time. And for the one way for we for cooperate, yeah, we'll take this other caller. Hello? I don't know what's going on. Let me see. Yes, hello? Hello? Wow. Well, I think we have very poor connection problem. I don't know that the caller, I'm not getting the caller. Hello? We drop call back. Hello? Hello? See, the two reasons I say, I beg any person to listen me. Before I want call, you move away from the device you use and for listening me, because when you do for day, you go obviously feel and say, I just see talk or back, you know, the understand, because you want to follow that team way live show, it not be synchronized the way if you go, you know, simultaneously. Must see this one now. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, bro, good. So you there on live, we talk now.
Okay. I come from Belgium.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, bro, go ahead. We'll get you. Go ahead. John Paul is asking how can one call? The number is on the screen. Everybody has the right to call. So I don't really talk, say I will start, I want passing news, so I start with fake profile. I want to say microfusion run because I don't know, say, now so the next one will be Njume from Dangote Pikin, next one will be, you know, I get all of them. Dash White Ambazonians, I don't respect himself. So that's how it's going to be. So I'll start today, immediately after this show, I'm going to put up who is representing the fake profile Mark Fish and Michael Fish, and I'll continue with other fake profiles. Yeah, let's take this call. Hello? Hello? Oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know, connection in places. I don't know. So we're still expecting your calls. We're trying to get your calls. All of you, those who want to call, please. We see people trying to call. You want to call, you move away from the receiver. Move away from your phone or your device or your computer, whatever device is it. Hello, Mr. Kingsley is back online. Yes, hello, Mr. Kingsley.
This is Ashu Kingsley, back to Eric Tataw show. And I want to make Southern Cameroonians understand that everything that goes on ground zero, Eric Tataw will be told, Mark Barretta will be told, Ashu Kingsley will be told, Kemi Ashu will be told, and people like Akosin, Pauline Diale will be told. We are not looking for self-glory. Eric Tataw is the same temple, and we are saying this to Southern Cameroonians that they should not careful with the destabilization and change.
Yeah, this thing is not very clear, Mr. Kingsley. You know, that's how it is sometimes. This calls, Mr. Kingsley, can you move away from your receiver before you take the call? Let me see this. Yes.
I'm on call now.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. What I was saying is that we want all Southern Cameroonians to know that the ASC is doing a lot of work sponsoring activities of self-defense. And the ADF have been invited to come to the ASC. SOCADEF has been invited to come to the ASC. Nobody has stopped Ayabacho from coming to the ASC, but he doesn't want to because of power mongering. Right now, he has sent General Divine to go around ASC camps to tell them, persuade them, coerce them to come and join ADF. That is unnecessary because the ASC forces are doing great, and we want all forces of Southern Cameroonians in the liberation struggle to come together. But what the ADF is doing is completely unacceptable to destabilize restoration forces. We have a report that General Daniel in Moyuka and some of his fighters have been arrested on the instruction of Ivor. And we are not going to accept that kind of situation because we understand Ivor instructed Divine from Kumba to arrest Daniel. No fighter should be killed. And the issue of Godfather that was killed by some fighters, we are still investigating. What we know is that some ASC fighters and ADF fighters were involved in the incident. It is unacceptable. No fighter in Southern Cameroon should be killed for whatever reason. If a fighter has been caught committing a crime, he or she should be put under discipline.
So, Mr. Kingsley, I want to just ask you, that you are one of the very connected activists with a lot of things happening on Ground Zero. I want to find out, your name, they cannot talk about this revolution without your name. That's why you're on a special list on La Republic. And have you talked this thing with Mark Barita? Have you talked with Mark? Have you got, because these are now you see these are concerns that I've raised for a very long time. Have you discussed this with Mark?
Yes, Mark Barita is aware. In fact, independent information have reached out to Mark Barita, and Mark has equally written to me to confirm that yes, General Daniel has been arrested. We are saying that if Daniel is killed, Cho Ayaba will be held responsible because Daniel is a fighter. If he is alleged to be involved in any unwarranted execution of any fighter, the ASC is investigating, and we'll have to know that the fighters on Ground Zero carry out certain actions independently. And until we get the facts, ADF Ivor cannot order Divine, who is an ASC command in Kumba, to go and arrest Daniel and other fighters. And we understand that they could be killed tomorrow. We are saying it to Southern Cameroonians everywhere that the situation of these fighters should be called to order by the ADF.
But Ashu Kingsley, why is it that these frontline activists who hear these things, who know these things, like, me, I like to talk my things where I call the names. Mark Barita, why is it that they don't come out to talk, and every time they, why is it that we cannot come out very powerfully as activists to tell Cho Ayaba that stop, because each time I want to talk, people say, oh, you must talk about this person. I didn't want to talk about it. I opened the line and people have been calling and you called. Why is it that we cannot, all activists, you, Ashu Kingsley, Mark Barita, Tapang Ivo, why is it that we cannot come out to say Cho Ayaba stop? Because our voices will be very powerful and those fighters will listen to us. Is it that Cho Ayaba is bribing some of these activists? Have you, like you just started talking now? Is it that Cho Ayaba is bribing some of you people not to talk? What is really the problem? What's going on?
No, let me be very clear and let Southern Cameroonians listen and let me tell you what is the basic truth. To me, as an individual, I'm a conservative person in my approach to resolution of dispute. And I take my time to investigate. I've always seen the ADF that they are involved in self-defense. And so, although everything is not perfect, we should not attack openly. But now that we have a joint platform and then we are seeing ADF And fighters are calling me from ground zero, saying that Ivor is coming to have meetings with them, ASC fighters and ASC camp. He has even gone to a corner. Ivor has gone to almost everywhere trying to destabilize these forces and saying that they should come and join ADF. And why is he saying that they should come and join ADF? ADF will have a hidden political agenda. Ivor wants to make sure all forces join ADF. When they join ADF, Cho will now go on ground zero and assume himself as the supreme commander of the Southern Cameroon military or the ADF, and then he wants to go on negotiation with Southern Cameroon as an individual organization. That is the reason why Cho does not want to come and join the ASC. Nobody has stopped him from joining the ASC. When Sako promulgated the ASC as an independent arm of the security of Southern Cameroon, Cho was invited by Dr. Sako himself. The president invited him, the acting president, so to say, invited him. He rather decided to stay in Belgium for an AGC meeting as the reason why he will not come for a meeting which all security forces of Southern Cameroon were coming together to form the Ambazonia Security Council, ASC. And Cho did not start those attitudes today. I have been following him on a step-by-step approach. When we attended the first conclave in Lagos, Cho was invited. He did not come. In the second conclave, he was invited. He did not come. He went to South Africa. And in South Africa, he gave an announcement there like a kind of a de facto leader of the Southern Cameroon Revolution. These are the attitudes which make a lot of people say he's power mongering. I have never loved to go to the public, but I've decided to come public because we have to speak the truth and the truth set free. When it comes to someone like Mark Barretta, he is a very genuine activist. Sometimes he tries to play a moderation role. When it comes to people like Ivor and Akosin Pauline, Akosin tried to be independent to a greater extent, that I cannot control what she writes or what she says.
Mr. Kingsley, you know the reason why just a minute.
Talk to them.
The reason why I'm not catching you because you're an activist and obviously it's not being biased, like leaving you talk more. You're saying very important things that myself I didn't have some of these facts, but I knew what was going on long time and I've been crying for long. But it would appear to me, like I say, you've seen activists who are causing confusion, and you know all of them. Long time, you know, people like Akosin, they've always been writing and mentioning ADF, and it is even alleged that the ADF has sponsored activists to leave Africa to come to other parts of the world. They pay them flight to their families. Don't you have that information? Is it not part of the payment that the ADF is giving these activists not to talk in a straight tongue, you know, for the revolution? Because we understand that activists have been paid. Some have even been flown from their original location to other parts of Europe and America where they stay, and they are being fed by members of the ADF, and that's why they keep writing against the revolution and only making sure that they support the ADF. Well,
I cannot say I have information that people like Akosin have been paid by ADF. I don't have that information, and I'm not going to say anything about that. What I would tell you very carefully is, if Akosin, whom I know, she tries to be independent, if she's not independent, then the truth is going to find her out over time. She has insistently said she has nothing to do with the ADF and wants to remain independent. That is what I would take. And one of the reasons why I questioned her at a certain point was because I saw her making a lot of write-up, putting actions that are carried out by ASC forces as being carried out by ADF and so on.
Yes, even for example, I have a video from the fighters, people who did a very good job in Ngi. The young guys who put, actually the people, population of Ngi, Momo is watching me, some point in the diaspora, they put money together and gave a group of defense forces in Ngi. Those forces, defense forces in Ngi, they are not controlled by the interim government or by anybody. They are just a self-defense group sponsored by people in the diaspora. And when they destroyed the brigade in Ngi, they did a very good job there. I saw that the ADF took the responsibility. What are you saying about these people are always going to take responsibility when other people do something?
It is a hidden agenda. It is a hidden agenda. That is why they are refusing to come to the ASC. Because we decided in the ASC, or the ASC decided that Tigers, the Red Dragons, the Manyugos Warriors, the Southern Cameroon Defense Forces of Sofoncha, all of them should be referred as restoration forces so that there will be a level playing ground. But the ADF refused to come in because they have a hidden agenda. They want to show to those hidden partners who are refusing to sponsor any of their actions because they say they are not in control, to claim actions, claiming that they are the ones who carry
Yeah,
those
because
actions.
that is what, in fact, I have information. I don't like to put these things out until you have come up. I have information that there is, you know, one of the reasons why the ADF is fighting and is making sure that they get dominance on the ground, because initially I heard that the ADF do not even have forces, like you are aware, that they went and brought some few boys from Nigeria, because even the boys that were at Daddy, they were hired from Nigeria, and that's why when the military came to Daddy, nobody was there. Instead, they were the Tigers who were fighting. I have information that there's a company, there are people who want to negotiate, who want to sign deals, and the ADF is finding every way possible to put herself in control so that they will sign this deal, and they want to negotiate only with the, in fact, that comment, Ayaba wants to put himself in front of the line to make sure that all negotiations are done only with him. Are you also aware of this?
Yes, I have received a lot of information. That is why I tell the ADF that I, Ashu Kingsley, prophet and statesman, everything that is discussed anywhere in the struggle, whether in the caucus of ADF council, it will come back to me. And all those, they are hidden agendas that they want to mortgage the future of Southern Cameroon so as to control political power. It won't work.
Let me just come to one comment. Just a minute. Let's do one comment here. I'll end this show with your call, because what you are saying is very vital. There's one comment coming from my little sister, my friend, and this is my acquired sister, Elma. She's based in Canada. I've been watching you. You're my friend and my little sister, and I read you, but I want to advise you that you have to understand one thing. You need to get back to your senses. It is important. Joining is not by force. That is the same thing why you must also tell the ADF that they should not be forcing people to join them. And it's important, this whole issue, like Mr. Kingsley is saying, take for example, I want Ambazonians to analyze this. What are we fighting for? We are fighting for the restoration of the statehood of Ambazonia. And when you see Cho Ayaba does a video by saying that, Kingsley, I mean, as you can, are you getting me? Look at where I'm confirming what you're trying to say, because Cho Ayaba does a video and says that this is an area, an ADF captured area. ADF. So he's now reducing the Southern Cameroon's independence to an ADF independence struggle. Because if ADF or Restoration Forces capture an area, that area should be called an Ambazonian captured area. It's not an ADF flag that was flying there. It was an Ambazonian flag. And these are things that I tell Mark Barita, that he has to go beyond analyzing things and, you know, seeing things only the way to please Cho Ayaba. Because if Cho Ayaba captures a territory like he claims, though he has captured no territory, he cannot say that it's an ADF captured territory. No, it should be an Ambazonian captured territory. What do you think about that, Ashu Kingsley?
You see, Eric, what is very clear is Southern Cameroon is not going to be governed where people can manipulate the system. It's going to be a kind of a 13 or 14 states federation. So you have state governors elected at the state level, because all those counties will be transformed. So those who are thinking they can use ADF to manipulate the ground so they can have political power, they're wasting their time. I, Ashu Kingsley, have said it. Because by the time the restoration comes, powers will go to the state. Everybody go to your state and develop your state. The central government or federal government is going to be very small. Resources will be sent to the villages, to the communities in the state, to develop it from that level. So if ADF thinks they will go and sign a deal of 12 billion and then they want to reign supreme in Southern Cameroon, they have asked them to come and join the AFC, they are refusing. We are not going to force them based by that comment. Nobody is forcing them to come and join the AFC.
Another question for you. This is why I like to have activists to come on live. I'm inviting everybody who is making noise and wants me to interview them. I always interview them as I'm interviewing Ashu Kingsley. I think it's a good show. Now, you are a preacher. You're a man of God. And because we were trying to look cleansing, I'll have to go a little bit derail. I'll derail a little bit and say something about, because all of these things end up at one place. It squares up somewhere, which is money, contribution, and power. And why is it that you have not talked about? You have heard complaints, and you have also received receipts, and probably, I don't know though, you have received complaints for people who have been stealing money from this revolution, And why is it that when, you know, an activist like me, when I put all this information out there to stop people from making sure that they derail the revolution, you guys don't come out to condemn, and you only stay quiet, and other activists are playing, you know.
You will notice that for the past 2 weeks or 3, I have not been very vocal online on a number of things. But you are doing a great job. I was very important. It was important that the Red Dragons made a video saying that Ivor should stop collecting money on their behalf. I have personally spoken to Ivor on a forum where I am there, he's there, Mark is there, and a few persons like Kemi Ashu are there. I caution him that, look, we have received information that you are collecting resources and you are claiming that you are in control of the ADF. And that is not true. Mark told him that it was not true.
Of the Red Dragon.
Mark told him that he was not true. Yes, that he was not
true. So now what you are saying is that that Mark is aware that people have been complaining that Tapang has been collecting money.
Mark actually told Tapang that he is not in control of the Red Dragon.
No, because you just said in your previous statement that you are in a group with Kemi, that Mark is aware. Yes. So why is it that Mark, as one of the frontline activists, has not come out to call Tapang to order?
When activists do so, like Eric Tataw, that should suffice. You cannot kill somebody twice.
No, that's good. No, I understand. But why is it that? Let me come. Why is it that, despite the fact that Mark knows that Tapang has been collecting money, and he knows for sure, when I try to put it out, why would he try to downplay? Because just as you are live on my show,
let me be more clear with my statement.
Yes.
Mark knows that Tapang is claiming to be in control of the Red Dragons. No, I'm not sure Mark knows that he has been collecting money.
Okay, that means that you have tried to. That's fine. You have the right to change your statement. Okay, Mr. Kingsley. So, a last word to Southern Cameroonians on unity, because you and I, we talk a lot, we disagree. For example, are you also aware that there was a video that I shared with you a long time ago, and you remember that video?
Which of the video? Can you try to
on the training camp somewhere?
I think so. I will need to check again, but I think so. You have shared a couple of videos with me.
Okay. That's fine. So a last word to Southern Cameroonians before we close this show. I think we have said enough. I understand you are somewhere very safe in. I don't want to call your state, but I know you are between Delaware, Washington D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and New Jersey, which is why it's very difficult for the BR administration to get you. So a final word to the Southern Cameroonians before we close the show. We will not take any more calls.
I wish to assure Southern Cameroonians that the independence of Southern Cameroon will come. And I wish to assure Restoration Forces that they should fight for Southern Cameroon and not for groups. Fight for your own liberation. Fight for the freedom of the future of your children, not for any group. So any group coming to say, come and join me, come and join that, is a distraction, especially the ADF. And I'm saying this to say that if anything happened to the general that have been arrested in Moyuka area, I will hold the ADF accountable. We are not going to run a Southern Cameroon that is in anarchy. We want everybody to be in unison. And Southern Cameroon revolution should be prosecuted with everybody inclusive. Cho is welcome to be part of the revolution, but he should not try to personify actions and then in so doing cause destabilization. And I'm begging all Southern Cameroonians that keep contributing to my trip to boya.com. Keep contributing to my trip to boya.com. It will enable us get our independence restored in record time.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Kingsley. I'm happy that Michael Fish now confirms what you are saying about Cho Ayaba, because it's coming from you. But when Eric Tataw says it, he is going to say a lot of things. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this show, and I want you all, invite you to my 2 Facebook pages. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to put up the picture of Michael Fish in Belgium. He's a guy from Njume. I'm going to put up his picture, and I know all the fake accounts he runs around. So I'm taking a special Android setup and a special software to dictate all fake accounts. And I'm going to start with Michael Fish, and I'll continue from there. So God bless you. In 15 minutes, you can visit my 2 Facebook accounts, and you'll see who this Michael Fish fake profile is. From there, I'll continue with other fake profiles. God bless you people all, and stay blessed. Long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Short live the Southern Cameroon's restoration of independence movement. Bye.